Ring, ring. Hello? This is Marlon.
Marlon, buddy!
Not you again. I told you I'm not doing another scary movie.
Please, Marlon, this franchise needs you!
Maybe that's not such a bad idea.
Really? You'll come back if we do Scary Movie 6?
What? No, I'm not about that.
Then what are you about?
I'm about turning my film into a franchise. Click. Ring, ring. Hello?
Marlon, great to hear from you, buddy.
Wait, aren't you the scary movie executive?
What? No. Oh, I get it. All us movie executives are just a bunch of old white men who look and sound exactly the same. What? Next you're gonna tell me I smell like baloney and make actresses perform sexual favors to get parts in my films?
Huh?
Nah, I'm just messing with you. That's exactly what we're like. Anyway, what can I do for you?
One word. Franchise.
I don't know.
2 words. Profit margin.
I love it! But what movie are we making?
I'll call it A Haunted House 2.
They irritate the irritated, flex perplexities, poise puzzles, magnify mysteries, impose inquiries, and coagulate quandaries. But more importantly, they ask one question.
Why would you make this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This? The only podcast that uses forcing us to ask the question, why would you make this? I am Jimmy Time. I'm joined by Danny Money. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, homie. You?
I'm all right. Also, I asked Jay Delta to write the script. That's what we got from him. Thanks, guy.
I mean, I do think I wrote something, but it just, somehow it got...
I'm almost positive I've said that on this podcast before. I was like, I wrote something on one script, but then edited a different script, and I don't know what happened. All the time. It's hard. Holy crap. So we watched A Haunted House 2, which is the comedy horror film wherein, having escaped his possessed ex, Malcolm starts fresh with his new girlfriend and her 2 children. After moving into a home, Malcolm is once again plagued by the paranormal. This film was released April 18th, 2014, and released throughout the world pretty much in the same year, when Germany finally got a DVD and Blu-ray release October 14th, same year, 2014. Yeah.
I definitely wrote something.
All right, well, let's just presume it got lost in translation. It's getting better. So, Chile, Uruguay, and Argentina called the film Paranormal Inactivity.
Because there's that other film called Paranormal Activity.
Oh, and in this film, fucking nothing happens, so they called it Inactivity. Brazil and Portugal called it Paranormal Inactivity 2, which I kind of want to talk about this, because when I was looking for the poster for this movie, I kept finding the posters for the first one, A Haunted House. Haunted House 2. A lot of the Haunted House, the first one, the poster was like, you ain't gonna come back from this, or like, it was like a haunted house, and then a hand would be sticking out of mouth with a peace sign.
Oh.
Or it'd be like, A Haunted House, you ain't gonna need a sequel.
What?
And it's just like, so I was like, wait, are they? And the only reason I knew is because on the bottom it would go, comes out January 2013. I go, no, that's different.
Yeah.
But I was just so confused the whole time. And doing that, exactly that, naming one film Paranormal, with the same film, Paranormal Inactivity, and then the same film in another country, Paranormal Inactivity 2. It's just, how do I find this film already?
You're not going to need a sequel. You're not going to want a sequel.
Yeah.
You're going to get a sequel.
But yeah, here it is, because money. So Turkey called it Abnormal Activity 2. Makes more sense in my idea.
Yeah,
in my mind, more sense. Bulgaria called it House of Spirits 2. That's fine.
Yeah.
Russia called it House with Paranormal Phenomenon 2.
It's a little wordy.
Yeah, it's Spirits is House of Spirits 2, probably.
Yeah.
Just Russia, they gotta, I guess they're so, pontificatable. Germany called the film Ghost Movie 2. That's what it should be called. That's what all movies should be called.
In Germany, it says just break it down to the simplest.
I'm going to see a comedy film 300. That's how far we've come in Germany. It's a 300 comedy film. It should be fun. They are not related in any way. No, they're
they're
unique.
separate.
Some of them they connect.
Yeah.
But then we forget
this is
those.
just a 300 comedy.
Okay. Next. Italy called the film Ghost Movie 2. This time it's war. Is that right?
That's
what?
This is based on IMDb's trends. IMDb, what they had. I mean, that's the tagline for Aliens, like the
This
1980s. Yeah, Aliens. This time it's war.
But they didn't parody Aliens in this one, so that doesn't. Okay, fine, sure. Yeah. Finally, Peru calls it. And where is the ghost? 2. Still searching for that ghost. We're gonna find it one day, Peru. All right, so hopefully that explains why it made what it made, Mr. Money.
The film altogether made $23,959,486.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, a lot. And with foreign names like that, it's not a surprise that it didn't make too much internationally, where it only made $6,630,000, which actually that alone covered its budget of $4 million.
Yeah, that's so wow. Budget of $4 million, and it made that back in the foreign market.
Yeah, exactly. And then pretty much domestic was all profit at pretty much $7 million.
Yeah, they made. Oh boy.
I mean, $17 million.
Yeah, they made roughly $20 million on this film. That's crazy.
Yeah, seriously.
$20 million.
I mean,
on this film. Profit.
Where did that $4 million go? There's like 10 people in this film.
No, I know. I would presume it's.
I mean, like staff
presume,
and blah blah blah. But like,
I don't even remember what happened in the film to presume. But I presume just like animatics, just any puppetries, and like when things flew across the room, that's another guy that's got to pull a string. So. Just stuff like that. Anytime some blood or some liquid flew out of somewhere.
Was it the Tommy Wiseau method? Like, we gotta buy a house. We gotta film in a house. We gotta buy a house.
But we need a guy to pull a string. Gotta buy that guy.
We'll rent the string.
The string we'll rent. The guy we own. All right, so let's go on to the best hour.
Our favorite hour.
Our favorite hour. The Troy McClure hour. Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You might remember me from such horror comedy cash-ins as Father of the Bride of Chucky or the Michael Myers, Mike Myers Laugh-A-Ween Spooktacular. Today, we're here to talk about maximizing your film's profit margins. So, Marlon Wayne plays Malcolm. You recognize him as Shorty in Scary Movie 1 and 2 from 2000 2001. Mm-hmm. Ripcord from the 2009 G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
How does he suddenly become like, we'll put him in.
He's an action star
now.
he's
an action star now.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know, I haven't seen that G.I. Joe film. I've seen the second one, though.
Okay.
Second one, first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Like, totally just murders everybody from the first film.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm pretty sure Channing Tatum is one of the main... Like, it's like Ripcord and Channing Tatum. Those are the two...
That makes sense.
And they're like, yeah, here we are, blah, blah, blah. Boom, dead, murdered. And then The Rock is the star.
Of course he is.
Okay, yeah. What else do we have? Oh, and most recently, he played Marlon Wayne in the 2017 NBC series. What is that, Marlon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just has his own TV series called Marlon.
On NBC? Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was recently renewed for a second season, I guess?
Yep.
Oh,
I'm surprised.
Man. And then doesn't he also have, like, is that just a movie or is that a show, that Naked on Netflix?
That was a Netflix original film. Like
just a movie.
Yeah, just a movie.
That's still, man, that's crazy.
You want to know what's crazier?
Oh, boy.
You know who plays... So, in Marlon... where he plays Marlon Wayne, he plays like a divorced dad who's kind of immature and just likes to have fun. And
Sure.
you know who plays his ex-wife?
Who?
The girl who plays Keisha, the like girlfriend from the first haunted house.
Oh, Essence Atkins. Okay.
Yes.
Jeez, really? All right. I mean, the pool's only so deep, I guess.
Oh, I guess I kind of spoiled that. It's 3 sentences down.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. We're going to do Jamie Presley, who plays Megan. You recognize her as Joy Turner from the 2005 My Name is Earl television series. Jennifer Doyle from the 2014 TV Land original, Jennifer Falls. It's just her falling downstairs, like 8 seasons.
Well, it was just one season. They realized, like, all right, I guess there's only so many sets of staircases you can fall down.
Season 1. Welcome to Jennifer Falls. Man, I really did enjoy this trip to the Empire State Building. I think I'll take the stairs down. 23 episodes later, she reaches the bottom. Season 2.
Oh no, I forgot my purse at the top.
Yeah. Season 3. I think I'm going to visit the Sears Tower. It's the theme music.
Yeah.
She also most recently plays Jill Kendall in the 2013 or ongoing television series Mom, which is starring Anna Faris.
Which ties us all back to Scary
all
Movie.
right back to the whole. It's all just a drain spiraling downward.
Everybody knows everybody.
Right into the cesspool. Finally, Essence Atkins plays Keisha. You recognize her as Tasha Yvette Henders in the 1997 Smart Guy.
That's supposed to be Henderson.
Henderson. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what you get. Susie Kingston Pearsons. Why are all these names? God damn. In the 2010 TBS series, Are We There Yet?
Which, is that, like, that's based on the movie starring Ice Cube?
Yeah, or Ice Cube, sorry. Yeah.
And then who can we replace Ice Cube with? I know, Terry Crews.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
he took over.
Okay, sure, why not? And most recently, Ashley Wayne in the 2017 NBC series Marlin. You can see the full cast and crew at imdb.com. So, let's start the film.
All right, before we jump into the film,
Okay.
what'd you think was the better film? This or Scary Movie 5?
Oh, that's a good question.
I laughed more at this film.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if I laughed during either. Like, I just watched it and I was just like, both films.
I thought this was better by a slight margin.
Yeah, just a little bit.
The quality, like the production quality was definitely higher.
I guess it really bothered me that there wasn't a single scene in this film that had a transition.
Okay.
Every scene just jumped into the middle. Like, there wasn't even an establishing shot. Just all of a sudden, where are we? Oh, we're burying our dog in the cemetery. Okay, now where are we? Oh, in our living room, like 2 days later, talking about a box. Not the dog. No, we're done. We're done with the dog. We're on to something else now.
Well, you know what's funny? Because I don't know if you guys ever seen the first one.
No.
But
I saw the
Haunted
trailer
House?
for the first
No.
one.
yeah, the first one. The first one is that way where, like, some of the scenes they have transitional, but it isn't funny at all. Like, it is really bad. Like, I laughed more to this one than I did the first one.
Then how did the first one warrant a sequel? Oh, wow.
I have no idea, dude.
The first one got like a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, the first one was bad. Yeah, like...
Other than that, then. I thought this one was worse. I thought this one got worse ratings.
I'll admit I was a little surprised, but I was like, I guess this one's the worst out of the two.
I thought it was too, but I don't know, maybe. Oh, well.
I mean, I know the other one had like Nick Swardson in it and David Koechner. What's his name?
Koechner?
Yeah, something like that.
KHO.
Apostrophe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the guy who plays people who are almost retarded. All his roles. You go, I think that guy's retarded, but they never are.
Yeah. It's what a role to be typecast as.
Ugh. That could have happened to, like, Cuba Gooding Jr. or something like that.
Didn't that technically happen to Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Okay.
Well, first he was in Radio, then he was in Rudio.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
And then
so
he did those Snow Dog movies, which is basically the same thing. Okay, so the film opens and we hear what sounds like a kidnapping, and then a date rape, and then a body dumping.
That's what it sounded like.
That's what it sounded like to
right?
you?
You hear Ray talking, and they're like, all right, come on, stuff her in the trunk, cuz. All right, come on. Ooh, I grabbed her ass. Let me just finger gang bang her, cuz. And I'm like, what?
Ugh.
See, this is what's weird, too. If you're going to make a sequel, try to make it go along the lines of where you left off in the first movie. Because the first movie ends where she beats him up after supposedly raping him. Yeah. And then she leaves, and he gets up and he's like, that's it! I won! I survived! And then the door opens, and she's there, and then she, like, sucks him out of the room, and that's the end of the movie.
That just raises further questions. Like, that didn't help anything.
Exactly!
No, yeah.
That's why when this movie starts, I'm just like, wait, what's going on? The last we're supposed to remember of him, he got sucked into the room, supposedly got killed by her.
Whatever. So, eventually the like blackout stops that we're seeing, and we're introduced to Malcolm and his cousin Ray. Malcolm's girlfriend was possessed, so they snuffed her. Ray has warrants. Keisha wakes up, mocks Malcolm for liking butt stuff, because you can't like butt stuff in the black community.
No.
That's gay as hell.
That's so. I don't even wash my own butt.
That's too gay. I was so upset because I saw a meme online once, and I could never find it again, where it was like, as I guess a girl asking a guy, he's like, wait a minute, you don't brush your teeth? And he was like, ew, no, I'm not gay. And I can never find it again. I wish I could.
That's hysterical.
It doesn't make any sense. So Keisha attacks Ray, and her breath poisons him, I guess, and they crash.
Yeah, he gets all dizzy. Right? He's like, oh, I got the Ebola, cuz. This is it, cuz.
Well, they crash. Ray is dead, but he isn't because he was drunk. So that saves
Hennessy.
That saves your life. And then Malcolm and Ray are free because they flee because also Keisha's not dead. She comes back to life. Like, yeah.
Also the cops.
Also, yeah, the police. We got warrants and shit. Then we jump to...
Real quick, you saw the first one?
Yes.
How much is Ray in it? Because I hated
Oh, my God.
A lot. He's like through like the whole middle of the movie. I know that I hated his character also. He is the worst character ever.
It took me a second to realize he was saying homie in a really weird way and not saying hammy.
What was funny? That's the same thing that happened to me too. The whole time I'm just like, is he saying hammy or homie? So I literally had to put like the caption on to be like, oh, it's homie.
I was like, dude, I know I'm out of the loop, but there's no way hammy was the fucking hip phrase at one point.
No, that's what we're calling each other now. Hammy.
Hammy. So yeah, we jump to a year later. Malcolm and his new girlfriend Megan are moving into their new house. Malcolm has a weird feeling about the house, and then he slut shames Megan's daughter Becky. Who, I mean, that's fine. She is a bit of a slut. Wyatt.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. The son is playing with his imaginary friend Tony. And they play the tripping game, which he just trips him, so it's not that fun.
No, he's that game sounds like fun, Tony.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the tripping game.
No, I was actually confused by this because what isn't it? It's the daughter Becky. She's the one filming, right?
Okay, this is a huge problem throughout the whole. At the beginning, yes, Becky is the one filming,
but. When does she hand the camera off?
I don't know.
Because she's filming.
With like a smartphone.
Yeah. And then Marlon goes, yeah, but she's a slut. Look. And then turns around and she's behind them making out. Like,
It's presumed that he has his own film crew that's not allowed on camera.
Dude.
It's all done, right? Because this time we had all the, like, found footage, paranormal activity, right? Everything's got to be a camcorder, smartphone, or, like, security footage. But yeah, they didn't think it through. They were like, we'll work around it.
But they didn't.
No. They gave it to a mover. That's who's holding the camera.
Probably. So Malcolm starts kissing his wife Megan for the camera. Malcolm talks about how black women feel like about interracial couples. That's not good. Blah,
He's
blah.
also like, oh, we're gonna make your ancestors jealous.
Yeah, stuff like, and then white women don't like this shit, because you're a white girl, and they're like, oh, you thin-lipped, and oh, you're ugly. Then what do we get? Oh, the dog shows up. Shiloh, what? Junior?
Junior.
Not the sequel, Shiloh Junior, which I was like, is that a joke about this movie? Or is that I don't understand what that is.
No, I didn't
get that at all. That was 100% over my head.
Yeah. Honestly, most of the jokes, I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, sometimes I was like, okay, I recognize that's a joke, but still, what are you doing? This was one where I was like, dude, I got nothing. Nothing.
He goes into the whole, he does a bit.
Yeah,
does
it's stand-up or something.
Yeah, he does a really bad stand-up
he's done this
bit.
on stage before.
You guys ever had a dog, and then your dog dies, so you get another dog, and you name him the same thing? What am I gonna name? My name is Shiloh, too?
Yes. Yes. That's exactly what it felt like. So, what else? What do? They're unpacking things from the truck, and nothing is really unpacked yet, except for a safe, which is tied up, Acme style.
Yeah.
Where it's just hanging, over some birdseed or some shit. I couldn't figure out why it was there. So,
literally the whole truck is still packed, and they were like, what are we going to move first? I don't know, I guess the safe, just hoist it up.
It's not even hoisted up too, and then we're going to put it in that window. No, it's hoisted up.
Hoisted straight up.
Yeah, but inside the porch.
Yeah.
So it's just in the middle of the door instead of in front of the door.
And I don't know what it's hanging on. I don't think it's the tree or the house.
No, this is the first scene of the film. I'm already like, what is that? Why was that happen? Guys, what are you doing?
And I'm thinking, wait, so during the production, you guys had to bring in something to build to hoist that safe up, and nobody thought well, maybe we should just make it hang from something around here.
That makes sense. When people see it, they go, I don't have to think about it. Yeah, there it is. So, what happens? Somehow the fucking safe just comes undone.
Cartoons.
Yeah, squishes him like a cartoon. He freaks he goes 100 and then turns it up to 100 again. He goes to 200. And when he does this, I go, oh, okay, I see what type of film this is going to be. Yeah. Okay, I'm strapping in. I already know what it's going to be like.
Right away.
I don't expect anything from this film anymore.
No.
I was right to do that. Yeah. I was very right to do that. So yeah, Shiloh is a straight up pancake. And Malcolm, again, cartoon, inflates him with a pump and into a balloon.
We got to the point where he's freaking out, and I'm like, oh, it's this kind of film. And then he started inflating him, and I was like, oh, it's this kind of film. I didn't know how to feel.
I was like, look, we've all seen Little Man. We know that Marlon Wayne steals from Looney Tunes. But I didn't know it was like that. I didn't know he straight up every day researches that shit.
No one's seen the gag in a while. They won't remember.
They're from the 50s. Nobody watches those anymore. It's not like the internet has non-stop streaming loops of those things.
No, definitely not.
But I watch all the time because they're still great. They're still great. All of them. So we go to Shiloh's funeral. Malcolm cries at the funeral, and he can't, every time he tries to say the name, keeps crying. And then it gets worse and ramps up to the point where he just pops out of Shiloh's grave.
Yeah.
This was one of the points where I was just like, whoa, my God, what is this film? It's just, it went to 1,000. It was already at 200, and it went to 1,000. On a scale of 100. It went to 2, and then to 1,000.
So, someone actually said, hey, Marlon, if we give you money to be a Looney Tunes character, you want to do it? And he was like, fuck yeah, absolutely.
He's like, wait, you mean you're going to give me money? Because I do it every day. It doesn't matter.
I usually pay for that.
No, I actually first watched the TV version of it because they were giving it on MTV2 on Sunday.
Recently?
Yeah, this past Sunday they were giving it. Yeah. So at first I was just like...
That is the most confusing thing so far.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. But so, in the TV version, they actually cut out the Shiloh funeral scene.
Oh, that's fine by me. It has no bearing on the plot at all.
Yeah, like today I saw the actual film, so like I was like, oh, okay, this is what they don't have. They actually cut out this scene, a little bit of the spoiler, the Annabelle sex scene or whatever. No, what's the doll's name?
Yeah,
Abigail.
Sure.
Abigail.
Abigail.
That's what it is.
Annabelle's the real.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The real
Abigail
fake
sex
doll.
scene, and then a little bit of the Jamie Presley sex scene, and then they present the rest of the movie in like 2 hours, which is just like really,
Which is astounding because I'm pretty sure the movie's an hour and.
and a half exactly. Well, to be exact,
Oh,
like
yeah,
hour
commercials.
20.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
But still, yeah.
Man. So what? Let's where do we go?
After the
Living room,
funeral,
right? Yeah. Becky, the daughter, found a creepy box in the basement, and she wants to keep it. And Malcolm's like, I don't know, I forget exactly how. But he's like, that's why your dad abandoned you. And then he's like, look, if you can keep the box if you don't treat me like shit, so we can make this work for your mom. And she's like, whatever, I'm a teenager, and leaves. We go to the neighbor's house.
How can I build a loving relationship with my daughter? Your dad abandoned you, so come on, just treat me pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. Like threatening blackmail her. Yeah, talk down to her. That's great. It's genius.
Women love that.
It's worked so far throughout history. They keep fucking. Can't be that bad. So we go to the neighbor's house. Malcolm meets the landscaper, who's Gabriel Iglesias. Excuse me. Yeah, no, is that right?
Yeah.
No. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's not the singer I'm thinking of, or
Oh wait,
the singer?
is it?
No, what's his name?
No, Julio Iglesias is the singer.
Yeah, Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh, so that's who that. Okay,
Yeah, Gabriel Iglesias is the comedian. Yeah,
Man.
so.
that was almost really good for his career. So he doesn't speak English, except, I'm just fucking with you, Holmes. I speak English. I just do that to white people. And then he's like, yo, you want to add me to your your landscaping route? And he's like, what the fuck? Because I'm Mexicans, I got a landscape. Oh, my bad, I didn't know. There's a truck outside. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's my truck. And he's like, so then, is it your business? Oh, yeah, that's my business. So then, what the fuck?
So what was the joke here?
Yeah, Harry, you know there's a difference between joking and gaslighting, right? Like, and he does it like 3-4 times until he's like, the big joke is, oh, my name, because it says like Jose Gonzalez on the truck, and he's like, oh, my name's Miguel Jose Jesus Gonzalez Smith. And it's like, okay, all right, so I'll come by and mow your lawn later.
Would you hire a gardener named Smith?
Yeah. We go to the bedroom. Malcolm starts to hump Megan while she's unpacking, but there's this creepy Abigail doll that Megan found, and she's like, just leave it, and throws it on the bed.
I don't know why. She throws it on the bed, and Malcolm goes, no! Ah! And then, it cuts, and I was like, what?
Yeah, that's a lot of this film, where you're just like, I'm pretty sure that scene didn't end there. And then there's another scene that was supposed to go like...
Spoiler alert. No.
You want to know where the $4 million went? Editing. That's where.
Spoiler alert. No. We'll get to it, and why would you make this?
No. Oh, man. Okay. So, what do we get? Yeah, then later, after the dolls get thrown in the bed, Malcolm comes back and he's like, oh, what's going on, girl? How you doing? Oh, and then has sex with the doll on the bed and does a bunch of freak nasty stuff, and you lick here, and then you lick me here, and then I'll flip you around and do this.
I'll lick your booty hole, you lick my booty hole.
Yeah.
You bite the pillow, I'll bite the pillow. Yeah, it was really weird, and a lot of it made me go, like, I get that this is supposed to be funny, but there's a weird line between funny and just, what the fuck am I watching anymore?
If Marlon Wayans came out tomorrow and he's like, oh, I have an unhealthy sexual obsession with an inanimate doll object, I'm like, oh, of course you do.
Yeah, seriously.
I've seen you on the house too. Remember the 20-minute rape scene you had?
It is, it started, and I was like, and then it kept going, and I was like, oh, is this, and then it kept going, and I was like, okay, come on.
It went for a long time.
Yeah,
This wasn't much of a joke to begin with.
Yeah, even what the TV cuts down to the scene is still okay, this is wrong, but yeah, just seeing the extent of it, I was just like, oh man, yeah, this goes really way wrong. And
He gets
and
super
really
sweaty.
far.
He pulls
Yeah.
a condom off, spits on his hand, and jams it.
Yo.
Yeah.
I don't. Is it? It was too graphic. Is that what pushed it over? I don't know.
I mean, I could have been. It was fucked up either way. The whole thing was just label it under fucked up. That's good enough for me. So where do we go now? Night, right? Yeah, Night. And they're giving. It's just like the Scary Movie 5, which is like whatever it is, Paranormal Activity, which is it's like night number thing, and the time frame, and I got the time stamp in the corner, so it's like, oh, they fucked for 4 hours before, and then the wife comes home and he's like, you gotta go, and throws the doll out the window. And then it's nighttime. Malcolm finds old home movies in the attic. It's like family movies. And they get hanged by some weird monster guy you said from Sinister? Is that
that's the parody.
Oh, okay. What in Sinister? That's what happens.
Sinister. It's like, oh, they find home movies, and like, oh, it's this weird guy in a mask who's like hanging the family and doing fucked up shit, and it's, I don't know.
It just keeps going from there.
All I know is I was like, Sinister, because I knew, like, the guy who wrote Sinister wrote like the Doctor Strange movie.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, ain't it cool news?
Sure.
He was like just a fucking writer on that, and now he's a screenwriter. But he wrote that, and he was like, yeah, I found the someone made a mask online, and I like the look of it, and I bought the design for $200, and I was like, oh, dirty fucking American capitalism.
Man, that's gross. That artist was like, oh my god, $200, good. I won't die. This guy made like $9 billion just fucking... How do you turn $200 into $9 billion? Oh, you let a man die. That's how. You let a man die in the fucking streets.
You paid for his food for 3 days.
But that's fucking, Oh, if he eats rice only, yeah. If you work hard and follow your dreams, you too can live like an African orphan. Like, really? Is that how bad this first world country has gotten?
Yeah. I mean...
There are no charities. Those are just rich people using their own money to put out their own commercials, so poor people just buy their rice every day. I haven't had to buy a rice since 1973, dude. Keep thinking they paid for African orphans. Nah, that's me. I named my dog African Orphan.
Oh, technically not illegal. Oh, you just found the loophole.
And then they were like, hey, you said orphans, and then I had to get a second dog.
But do you name it African Orphan Junior?
No, just African Orphan. So I'm feeding 2 African orphans. Or maybe like I don't know, something somewhere else. I can't think, like Thailand orphan or something, like Taiwanese orphans. So you go, I'm feeding orphans from around the world. Yeah. The world is also what I call my home.
Yeah.
Like some weird Prince thing. Welcome to the world.
This is your backyard.
This is a 2-room apartment in Compton. What are you talking about, bro? So, where are we? Still at night 1, right? They finds the video. What's he do? He watches the video. It says Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, calls him the N-word, hangs up. That's, again, a Sinister reference.
Is it?
Right, isn't it?
I don't know.
Oh, that's what I presumed it was.
It must be.
That'd be really weird to reference one movie and then in the same scene go, no, we're going with it. We're going over here now.
I wouldn't be surprised,
I wouldn't, but someone calling you like that isn't a distinct enough thing for it to be like, no, we all know that from the film, like, Halloween 4.
The Ring!
Yeah, right?
The Ring is the only movie I know that from, but I'm a chicken when it comes to horror movies, so.
So Malcolm prints a picture of the monster, hallucinates his ex-girlfriend Keisha. Megan shows up and startles him. He's like, you can't sneak up on me, girl. You don't know me like that. And he's like, oh, I saw a ghost. And he's like, what, a ghost? You mean a pale figure? You trying to make fun of my whiteness? And I'm like, no.
And at this point, I go, oh, no, it's just not the Gabriel Iglesias character who's going to do this stick.
It's the whole thing.
This is just a script.
Yeah. So we go to the bedroom. Abigail's in the corner. Megan comes in and starts to seduce him, and they're being filmed. The doll's like, oh, the doll watches the sex, when they have sex, and it's just like, oh, the doll moved on its own. Okay, now we have a sex montage.
Another sex. Yeah.
3.5 hours. I think the exact same length as the sex in fucking Scary Movie.
Oh my god.
Did it happen here or did it happen? No, I think it happens later.
What?
Where he's like, "Oh, that's better than those scary movies. They're awful."
No, that's like way later.
later.
Yeah, where he's like, when are they gonna stop making scary movies without the Waynes? They fucking suck. And I was like, dude, come on, like don't.
Yeah.
And then immediately after that, they did like 3 jokes that I saw in Scary Movie 5.
Scary Movie
and I was like, oh, man, legally you shouldn't be allowed to do that. Whatever, so sex. We go to the office. Malcolm watches the sex they just had and notices that the doll turned their head. Because, again, there's cameras all over the house.
Yeah.
Just like
Which, there were cameras there from the very get-go, even though they were just moving in that day.
Yes.
So-
And then I think they explain it later on. We're like, well, I'm going to put more cameras in this house. Even though there were already
There
cameras
were
everywhere.
already
Yeah.
100 cameras all over the home.
Oh, but now there's cameras in the toilet. Oh. It never comes back. I'm so upset about that. So Megan comes in and Malcolm's like, "Oh, look at Abigail looking," but she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so fat and ugly and blah." I'm just like, "Oh my God, it's all about you, isn't it?" Malcolm's like, "No, your ass is so fat, it's great, it's awesome." And she's like, "Erase the tape, erase it." And he's like, "All right, whatever." Then we go to Facebook, and Malcolm finds the doll on Facebook.
And it's in a relationship with him.
Malcolm. It's got a bunch of pictures, and she's a freaky stalker. And I was just like, "Oh, sure."
And again, back to what you said, I'm thinking, wow, maybe it's going to come out that Marlon Wayans has a thing for dolls. Because there's like her with the nipple out, and I'm like, so part of the budget on this film was spent making a creepy looking doll with nipples.
With nipples. Big titties and nipples.
Yeah, big titties and nipples. Who's going to guess where that doll ended up today?
Everyone. They'll all be right. So then we go. This is what we said. We have another montage where Malcolm's like, "No, we gotta go like dark 30 or whatever. We gotta go hardcore." I don't know what reference he says. We gotta do it up. And he starts hiding cameras all over the houses and puts them in animals' asses or stuffed animals' asses. Not real animals'
Not
asses.
real.
He's not great.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And so boom, he puts them everywhere. And then we jump to Malcolm puts a blindfold and plays with. Like I said, if you're having a hard time following the jump from scene to scene, then you're not missing anything.
Yeah.
They literally just goes, "Okay, I put cameras everywhere, even in their asses, shot on the camera sticking out of the ass." Jump to now Marlon Wayne is walking around with a blindfold on in daylight in a different room of the house.
It literally jumps to Marlon being like, "Hey, Becky, you want to play hide and clap?" And I'm like, what? Is that like a sex thing? Like, that's kind of weird.
Oh, yeah. I've never heard of that in my life.
That's from The Conjuring. That's from the movie The Conjuring.
That's a game that they make up in that movie.
Yeah, because
they make up in that movie.
Because it's not a real game. No matter what movie it's in, it's still not a real game.
yeah, it's supposed to be like a daytime hide and go seek, but like you can only
because you can't play hide and go seek in the daytime. Yeah,
but like it's one of those where you have the blindfold so you can't see and you can only go by the sound of the clap and you only get 3 claps to try to figure out where the person is. So yeah, pretty much. You get to look like an asshole while the other person laughs at you and claps her hand.
Yeah, that's real fun. What a bonding experience. He puts doing the clapping. He slips on a fire truck because the evil, whatever it is, the evil pushes it out and is in the way.
Or maybe just Becky.
Yeah, it could have been her just because she's a bitch. Like, why wouldn't she?
White women.
Mm-hmm. That's the moral of the movie. So he goes into the bedroom, searches in there, an armoire opens up by itself. Malcolm takes the blindfold, he's like, "I got you." And then Wyatt's like, "Oh, you took your blindfold off, you lose."
But what was in the armoire?
What's in the armoire? But Wyatt runs off with Tony to start fires. So yeah, what's in the armoire? A monster! Punch it in the face! Oh no, wait, it was my wife with a mask on hiding. Like, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck's wrong with white women?
White women.
Jump to the office, and Malcolm emails the professor of demonology for help. he watches a monster video again, and every time he looks away, because he watched it, and he's like, and he pauses it, and every time he looks away, the video moves and looks at him again.
Yeah.
And it cuts away, and I was just like, I love how they couldn't even, like, time it, like, frame it up right.
They couldn't even get the syncing even close
yeah.
to...
Oh, dude. It was so bad. So he keeps watching, and then eventually he can't, like, aha, I caught you! And the monster's like, boo! And he's like, ah!
I think this is one part where I kind of chuckled, because he's like, I caught you! And the monster's like, no you didn't! And that fucking...
Yeah, because that's like some Looney Tunes
Yeah,
shit that is what he steals from.
I should have just watched Looney Tunes.
Yeah, we were all made a mistake on that one. Then we go to night 4, and Becky hears a voice while she's asleep. It's the box. The box opens up on its own, fills the room with bugs. Malcolm and Becky here, they run in to fight the bugs with fly swatters and vacuums and nunchucks, and eventually they just get bug zappers, and they go, all right, good night, Becky.
It works.
And it works, yeah, it's just piles of bugs in her room. Next day, Wyatt is having a tea party with Tony. Malcolm joins them. The tea is vodka. Malcolm's like, I don't think you can be friends with Tony anymore. And Tony, I forget what he does, but he scares Malcolm away. And Malcolm runs away
he
again.
destroys the room, the kid's room. He ends up, like, shaking everything there
okay.
and, like,
Sure.
destroying everything. And Marlon Wayne freaks out like the little bitch she is.
And then, what is this? Knock on the door.
Yeah, it's
Malcolm.
Goom, goom, goom. And he, oh, shit. He gets scared. It's goom, goom, goom.
I don't know. I literally don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it's just like banging, banging. Finally, he goes and he opens the door, and there's no one there. And it's like a note from Abigail.
I literally don't remember that at all. Which, you don't need it. You don't need this fucking...
It's pointless.
Yeah. Back in the bedroom, Malcolm tries to break things off with Abigail, and they're like, oh no, like they're just having a fight. They just keep cutting, like, to deeper in the fight. It's like, we're not gonna make this work. Come on, girl, remember that good time we had? Like, I have to fucking punch you. My mama told me never hit a woman. Ooh. And then, I love you, girl, this. And then they bang, and then they argue again, and it's just over and over and over again. Night 6. Just jump to.
Weren't we just night 4? Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. 8 dicks. Again, back in the office, Malcolm talks to Professor Weil. What? E. Coyote? Professor Weil. Malcolm has a demon named a ghoul.
Well, at least he has a name.
Or another classification. Your demon. What type of demon? Well, it's more like a ghoul. I was just like, whatever. So the professor is like shitting on a toilet. Also, there's a meth lab with topless women behind him, and he's making meth. And he's pooping, and there's all it's just all at once. And Malcolm watches some more of those videos. Demon tries to drown the family in a pool, but they don't sink right or whatever. Like, and then they break free of their bondage and fight back, and the guy's like, oh no, oh my god, and has to run away. It's just bad. Malcolm drinks and write in his journal, oh, this is when he does when they're going to stop making scary movies. Without it, it sucks. Then... What is it? He hears a noise in the house, and he goes to investigate, and there's a box at the front door, and I was just like, oh my god.
It's just a cardboard box.
I don't know, this must be from a movie. I don't know what movie, but if it was in Scary Movie, and this one.
Wasn't it a Scary Movie?
Honey Boo Boo Child, Dollar Make You Holla.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't put those together.
Yeah, it must be something from one of the horror movies. There's a box inside the house, near the front door, and it moves, and Malcolm's like, and just fucking beats it with a bat and a katana and a chainsaw and a shotgun, and the family comes down, and they're like, no, it was a gift, it was Shiloh 3, and he's like, I gotta put it out of its misery, and they're like, Cut to the day. Everything's cleaned up.
Yep, everything's fine.
Everyone acts like nothing happened.
It's like I said, there's some moments in this movie where I'm just like, oh my god, it's just so over the top. You're like, oh boy,
all right,
boy, okay. So the next thing we go to the day, Malcolm invades Becky's privacy, and she catches him messing with her box, which turns into a bunch of weird sexual allegations, because he's like, she's touching my box, and he was like, I mean, I barely touched it, I barely had a hand inside there. I mean, it's so big, you could just throw an elbow in there, it doesn't even matter.
And it smells. Her box smells. Here, you should smell how.
Smell my fingers. Yeah, all right.
How?
Yeah. The whole thing, the whole movie is fucking, ugh.
The whole movie, you watch it, and then you go, ooh, should I shower? I think I'm going to go take a shower.
The whole movie is like one giant sex joke because, like, it was overpassed when the beginning scene with Becky, a couple scenes before with Becky in the box, when the box is talking to her to play with her box.
Yeah.
She first goes to masturbate, and then the box is like, not that box.
No, she does not go to masturbate. She masturbates. We see a woman masturbate on camera. She licks her hand, she puts it down underneath the covers, and moves.
I forgot all about that.
We watched a 16-year-old girl masturbate on camera.
And we didn't have to pay for it.
And we didn't pay for it. Yeah, go Hollywood. I mean, not anymore.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Like, stop.
Yeah.
But what you did before.
What happened was, it's in the past now. There's nothing we can do about it.
We should not celebrate it. So, what do we do? Oh, Megan comes in and the whole box thing. Oh, touch the box. And she's like, oh, I know what this is about. This is an attack on my parenting. I'm not a good mother. And blah, 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 blah. And the daughter starts banging her head against the wall. We're not in the same room. We went to a different room.
Yeah, we're in the living room.
Yeah, like they were in Becky's room going sexual allegations, and then all of a sudden, okay, now we're in the living room, and this is an attack on my parenting because my son. You say my son's weird, my daughter's weird. This is just all about me, about you not liking me, and. Which kid? I forget. Megan comes in, starts banging her head against the wall, and falls down.
Becky's a little white girl. She starts banging her head against the wall.
Oh, okay.
Wyatt is like hanging from the ceiling or like flying around.
Yeah, walking. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
floating
know what
in the air. Or something.
He's not walking on the ceiling because we just see his legs like.
Yeah, I forget, but whatever. Yeah, and she doesn't see it, and the daughter comes in, bang her heads against the wall, and falls down. And she's like, "Well, that's just like when she was a baby, and she had to learn to stop crying. I just let her cry and cry." And he's like, "Mother of the year." Oh. Next scene, cut 2. Outside, Malcolm's car is all keyed up. Abigail is sitting inside the car, which. Like, I don't understand. That's a whole different level of logic. To attack someone's property and then sit in it. Like, hello!
Yeah, it was me!
Surprise! Everyone's favorite thing, destruction of personal property. Like, why? Like, I know she's a doll, but, like, just destroy her stuff then. Just go and find her stuff and start destroying it.
But she's a doll.
But like, what am I going to find? Like,
a doll. Great, I broke the dollhouse I bought for her. Then you gotta break the stuff you bought for her.
I know.
And then you're the asshole. Because then you apologize and then you just buy all more stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't.
They go, I own you. You can't leave now. Go ahead. You want to leave? No, I own you. You're not allowed to leave. Then you punch her in the mouth. I don't know where I'm going with this. I forgot what we're talking about.
We're talking about how Hollywood used to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We're not celebrating.
Those were the days.
You know the bit. You're saying that like you're...
Yeah, we have all seen that. Okay, anyway. So, Abigail, sit inside. Jose, which is Gabriel Iglesias, which is not the singer. It's still not the singer.
Julio Iglesias.
No. His character, Jose, shows up, and he mocks him and gets offended when Malcolm's like, oh, what do you mean? You're asking me if I know any auto body shop people. And he's like, nah, I'm just kidding. I know him. And Abigail's gone. Next scene. Inside. Malcolm finds Megan and her new friend Keisha at the table. What? Yeah, remember that story I was just telling you, Megan, about the boyfriend that left me in a ditch to die? Oh, that was... What's his name? Malcolm. Well, bye.
And that's not weird.
And right before she leaves, she flashes some demon eyes. They're all black. I can't do it, but... So Keisha leaves. Megan's all insecure because it's all about her. Because goddamn white women.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
The moral of this story is white women.
Yeah, that exact tone. White women. So Malcolm tries to convince Becky that Keisha was possessed with flashbacks from the first movie.
That's what I assume,
He tells things that happened in the first movie, which...
Were those scenes in the first movie?
No.
Yeah,
to be
perfectly honest, I perceived those scenes of him going to a therapist with her happening after the first film. Absolutely, in my mind.
Even though
That flashback, in my mind, was the gap between 1 and 2.
was the gap between when he gets sucked out of the room and presumably killed,
Right.
and when they wake up with her unconscious getting loaded into the car while Ray tries to
Yeah,
finger
that's
bang
why
her.
she was so feisty, because she just got done attacking a therapist. She was still in fight mode. She couldn't calm down. Yeah, right? You got solid logic.
Yeah.
Solid as the rock that wrote this thing. So we go to, night 8, and Malcolm watches security footage of Becky, that's the daughter, sleeping.
And
The son.
I am uncomfortable again because we've seen the 16-year-old girl masturbate. We've seen all sorts of uncomfortable innuendo, and nobody's bothered by the fact that the stepdad has a camera pointed directly at her bed,
100%. Right at her.
as though we're not supposed to believe he furiously masturbates to it.
Dude, even when she's not there.
Yeah,
Just the thought.
Oh, she.
Holy
Oh.
shit, this girl's so young and innocent, and I get to violate everything about her. Ah! She doesn't even know I'm doing it. Ah! Man, isn't he fucked up? That guy over there? Yeah. So anyway, the son walks in, Wyatt, and he sniffs Becky's butt, and then farts on her face, then dresses up like a ballerina or like a fairy and dances around, and then reads her diary, which says that it doesn't count if you do it in the butt, which is why I've already given like 1,000 blowjobs. That's what it says.
I know, that's what it says. It doesn't count if you do it in the butt, and that's why I give blowjobs.
That's why I stopped keeping count of the blowjobs I gave after that blowjob party. So, later, I guess, or like decades from now, who knows? I can't tell. Malcolm films Becky in the bathroom, and Becky gags because there's a dick in her throat. Like, literally, she's like, what's in my throat?
And again, this is one of those bizarre transitions where it goes from him watching it to like suddenly he's behind her in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, Becky? She's like, oh, nothing. Just standing in my bathroom.
Yeah, penis pops out from it. It's like, what is that, Insidious or whatever, where the hand pops out of the girl's throat?
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, it is the one of the girls like,
yeah.
something in my throat. It was in the trail, like the commercials. Like, there's something in my throat, and she opens it up, and you see like a hand pop out, or like fingers, or maybe it's an eye or something, and it's like, oh my god, how is there something inside me? Creepy.
Oh man, going back and watching these, I'm like, woof. These, if you do not keep up with pop culture, I am just lost with all of these references.
So then, from the throat, the dick in the throat, we jump to the office again. Malcolm FaceTimes the professor. Professor is at a party, smoking and snorting coke and all this stuff. All this stuff. And the police show up and they raid the party and they arrest the professor, and that's the end of that scene.
Yeah.
Next. In the morning, Malcolm follows the trail of his clothes, which lead out into the backyard in a pile that Abigail burns, because that's not done yet.
Yeah.
Back in the office, Malcolm offers Jose a drink of tequila, because, why? Because that's racist, but also,
God.
this racism really worked me up, because I have some tequila.
But the good stuff.
Yeah. And then Malcolm's like, oh, is there any, weird shit going on with the house? And, I don't know, you wrote here that he's a racist.
Because he's like, well, when I heard a black guy was moving into town.
Oh.
He's like, I figured property values going down, blah, 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 gang shootings.
It does. Whatever happened in this scene doesn't matter. I
No.
can assure you.
A lot of
It
what
doesn't
happens
matter.
in these scenes don't matter.
Yeah, it's just filler. So...
How do you have a whole movie of filler?
Dude! They pulled it off twice!
This is what happens when you give someone a house, $4 million and some cameras, and you're like, all right, well, just, I don't know, stretch for time. Like, we don't have a script. Just stretch.
Stretch what? We go to the kitchen, and Jose tells Malcolm that he has to sacrifice a chicken. This must have been in a horror film.
Yeah, because
There's no way these two films did the same shitty joke. This had to have been in one of those films.
And this came out after Scary Movie 5. Scary Movie 5 came out the previous year.
Yeah, year before, yeah.
There's
Or at
no
least months
way.
before.
Right, I mean, you think Marlon Wayans probably was like, all right, well, let me see what the Scary Movie 5 is about, right?
Didn't
You
even
think?
try. Dude. No.
He's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Oh, shit, you know what? Oh, chicken. I should look up and see where
it
that's
was
from.
different. They did have the chicken get away and fight with it, and it had like bug eyes and like, but again, that's Looney Tunes shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so it's I don't know.
We got a Looney Tunes like Family Guy chicken fight.
Maybe it's me. Maybe I should just be like well, he's keeping it alive. It's an homage, but I don't know. Like it's. To me, it's just like, we'll just do that Looney. Like, there's no like transition into the Looney Tunes. It's just like, all right, now we'll just go cartoon with it.
Yeah.
We'll just go. I saw that on TV one time. We'll just jump to that cartoon.
Let's just watch the Looney Tunes. Oh shit, we didn't.
We
we didn't write this scene.
No.
Let's just do what we just watched.
Yeah, write down everything you just saw, and then change the names. So we go to the bedroom, and Malcolm finds the room is vandalized by Abigail. He buries her in the backyard and shits on her, and I think other things too. But she's back. So he shifts her to Taiwan. But she's back. He chops her up and burns her. And she's gone. She's gone.
Yeah.
And he mourns.
Yeah, he's like, oh god, what did I do?
But then she's back. And then Megan's like, why'd you destroy this room? Jump to the next scene. When he was destroying the thing over and over again, my first thought I was like, look, dude, I think you just got to be crazy from now on and just keep a decapitated doll head around your neck. It's just what's got to happen. Otherwise, if you can't see it, it'll get away from you.
Yeah, it'll get away and it'll come back home. But if it's constantly...
Yeah, you just got to keep part of it on you at all times.
That's interesting necklace you got there.
Thanks, it was a gift from my ex-girlfriend. Well, not really a gift.
Not really my ex.
Not really my ex-girlfriend, yeah. It's complicated. In the living room, right? Yeah, in the living room. Malcolm tries to convince the family that the house is haunted and Abigail's alive and he had sex with her. And Malcolm gets arrested for domestic dispute. And Megan is like, well, what are you going to do? Well,
yeah. Again.
She gives a shit when they start beating him, but I think only that her kids are seeing it.
Yeah, only that the kids are seeing it.
Yeah.
Again.
Even though the daughter's like, world star, yeah!
So the police show up, and they're like, oh, we had a report of violence here, and the doll's sitting on the stairs with the black eye.
Yeah, the messed up face.
Yeah, but Megan's like, what's going on? They're like, come on, we're taking you away, sir. And she's like, well, okay.
There's the brakes.
Yep.
So, yeah, he gets arrested. Although, jump to next scene. He's at home in the office drinking.
Yeah, he's fine.
Watching home movies. Totally fine, yeah. The demon, self-immolates?
It lights itself on fire.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't go to college, son. Come on. Help me out with that shit. He accidentally sets himself on fire.
He's pouring gas on, I don't know, he just has a gas can, and then all of a sudden he lights himself on fire.
I forget, yeah. Oh, I think, is this the one
he was protesting China. Oh, no, that's real life.
No, that's real, yeah. No, I think this is the one with the guys in the car.
Yeah.
Family in the car. And he's like, oh, just set the car on fire. And I was like, that's the worst. I was with you with the whole, they're in the pool, and I'll draw them in the pool. And it's like, oh, look, they're in a car. I'll just set the car on fire. I'm like, all right, dude, I can tell you're getting bored with this whole murder thing.
You're not even trying.
It's okay to just quit something. You don't have, I know your mom said you got to stick it out because she paid for it. It cost a lot. But you can just stop.
Your mom paid for that community murder college.
Exactly. You can't just drop out. But no, you can.
I went to Suffolk.
Exactly. That's what Suffolk taught me. Is tell your kid to just drop out.
What'd you learn? What'd you learn at Suffolk Community College? Drop out.
Just drop out, dude. You're gonna get the same place as everybody else that went there. Same place, dude. Fucking, they don't give you shit. So, the demon sets himself on fire on video, and then Malcolm just doesn't play like he's drinking, And then he does more, he like smokes, and then he does heroin, and then he like just starts doing hardcore drugs.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay,
All right.
whatever. Wyatt comes in, he's like, oh, Malcolm, what? Mom, your punk ass boyfriend's in here, ODing. He's like, you see that shit, Tony? Jump to next scene. Like,
And I'm like, that's totally out of character.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first time.
you see that punk bitch, Tony? What? We go to a church, and a priest is teaching other priests about exorcism. Father Williams the Entertainer? That can't be his name, is it?
No, it's just
Father Williams.
it's Father Doug Williams, but he's like,
Cedric the Entertainer, yeah, he's there. He was a rapist?
He literally is like, oh yeah, I mean, I used to rape kids, but
I used to rape kid, not even like, maybe I molested a kid. I used to rape children like all day and shit, but
yeah,
we all just got over it.
He's like, oh, I used to rape kids, but now they're making them stop to crack it down. And
Cracking down on the kid rape. What's the world coming to?
Exactly.
Those were the days.
yeah.
Those were the days. We could touch a kid, put it in his butt, and be like, no, it's church stuff.
It's just church stuff.
No, we're playing doctor at church.
Church.
Don't tell your parents.
Exactly.
Got it.
Mommy, how can you be a priest and a doctor?
God doesn't want you asking those questions, little Timmy.
So, he gets insulted by the head priest, who's like, get out of here. And he's like, what? And he stabs the head priest, pulls out his shiv and stabs him. Or his shank. I don't know the vocabulary of that.
Well, no, because he uses just an actual knife. So
Oh, okay.
if you use the shiv,
That's true. So whatever. Malcolm's like, oh, Father the Entertainer. That's what you wrote, dude. Help me with the demon. And he's like, well, I'm actually a child rapist. What is it? Why'd you write it over and over again? How many times does he say it, dude? I really don't remember it.
Twice.
he really does. He calls it out a couple times.
I don't remember that. I fucking forgot this film
Yeah,
instantly.
then he talks about him going to jail and then getting his dick sucked. But it's not gay, so it's all good.
Yeah. It's only gay if they do it, not if you don't like it. The father talks about the Kardashians and get the church, whatever. Anyway, outside of the church, there's a knock at the door. So Malcolm goes outside of the church, and there's a bunch of sassy black women, and they're all just like, "What? You keeping us out here? What's up with that? I don't know about you. Oh, you got a white woman. You ain't supposed to have a white woman. You know what I mean? This child. Oh, you go for it, girl." Like, literally, that's all they do. Like, there's no context. It's just like, what? You with a white woman? No. Now, man, you got, watch, go ahead, drop it like it's hot. All right, stop, don't hurt yourself. We ain't got ambulance, you know what I'm saying?
And it's all that, and that's why I got me a white man.
Yeah, hypocrite at the end, yeah.
Also, they're upset that they're missing my day it goes to Mars.
Which, I mean, probably.
Yeah.
Like, at this point,
Yeah, I believe it.
Night number 12. Why not? We go back to the office. Malcolm FaceTimes the professor who is in prison, and then a very strong, angry black man says, I'm feeling romantical. But it's actually Mark Henry from the WWE.
Okay,
Henry,
I was like, wait, am I just racist?
No,
Is that
Mark
Mark Henry?
And he's like, we're going to have a Mandingo party. And like 8 other black guys pop in camera frame.
And I'm like, wow, man,
Yeah.
the prison system really is overpopulated.
Yeah. And I don't know if you noticed this, but it like cuts away, and he's like, and then he goes, oh, it's not so bad. That was so fucking great.
The fucking best joke in the movie, and I missed it.
Man.
Yeah, seriously, I didn't catch that one either.
Like, so when I feel romantic right now, and it cuts away, and you just see Malcolm like, oh, and he goes, no, oh, it's not so bad. Oh, I love it.
Oh, God. The fucking best gag in the film. They just fucking threw it away.
See you later. So we go to the classroom. Who's this?
Yeah.
Ned and Noreen?
Yeah, here we are. We're in a classroom now.
Yeah. Like, of all the transitions, this is the most out of context. We jump to, I go, wait a minute, Malcolm's like a 35-year-old dude. What are we doing in a classroom right now?
Again, this is supposed to be taking it from The Conjuring, but in The Conjuring, they're in a college class. like presenting like that. Oh, demons and angels are real, and here are stories. So contrast is funny. What do we do for kids? Scary stories.
All right. So whatever. Yeah, God's real, devil's real. Santa isn't though. And then class dismissed. Malcolm's like, oh, can you help me with this? And they're like, well, we don't know. And he's like, my family's white. And he's like, oh my God, why didn't you say so?
Yeah,
of course we'll fucking help you right now.
You.
Let's go. At home, the couple reveal that, oh, actually, Malcolm, you're the one that's haunted, not the house, because we felt your aura. And then they have a fight. Like, the couple have a fight right in front of them. And they're like, all right, so we need to de-demon. And Malcolm's like, oh, let's get Jose over. He'll help us with the de-demoning, because he's helped us before in the past. Sure, why not?
Well, he's the only other actor we paid for this film.
Yeah, that's exactly. So, what is this, night 3? Wait, no, that can't be right. It must be night 13.
Yeah, that must be. Yeah, night 13.
Everyone is investigating the house. Ned uses the phrase CP time.
Yeah.
What is that?
Color people time.
Ah.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, no. Because he's like, what? The clock's... Malcolm's like, oh, the clock stopped at like 2:47. And he's like, oh, usually it's 2:17 CP time. And I was like,
oh, okay, I didn't even notice that. All right, yeah, okay. And then they're like, oh, we got to get the right essence for the seance, and they smoke a bunch of weed.
Which,
Or whatever.
They did this, like, I guess this was a bit from The Conjuring too, like putting on the mask, because doesn't Cat Williams do it in
the other one, yeah, so it must be a thing, all right. They find that Becky is possessed in the basement, so they tie her up. Noreen's like, oh, we need a priest. Oh, I know, Father Williams, let's get him. And they show up, and they're like, oh, let's do some drugs first. And they all do ecstasy and cocaine and all this. Like, you just start doing a bunch of drugs.
Yeah, okay.
Just like the second scene in this film where they're like, drug time, let's do a bunch of drugs right now. Here we go. The priest is like, oh, I'm going to pistol whip her until the demon gets out. And like, no, I'll exorcise the demon. Oh, the lights go out, lights come back on. Demon is inside the father, and it's like gonna make him kill himself. Like, oh, I can't stop myself. I'm gonna make myself kill him. And he's like, oh, boom, kills himself. So father's dead.
I'm pretty sure he talks about raping kids again in this scene.
Oh, probably.
Because I think he confesses. He's like, I didn't mean to rape all those kids. And I'm like, we get it.
So Ned has to perform the exorcism, but it doesn't work. And Demon Becky attacks Ned and then runs away. Upstairs, Malcolm offers himself to the demon, so the demon is like, gladly, and gets out of Becky, goes into Malcolm. Everyone runs and finds him, and they're like, oh, is everything okay? No, but the Becky's okay, because Malcolm has a terrible case of bonitis, yes. Starts folding backwards on himself. Ned throws holy water on him, and everyone kicks the shit out of Malcolm. They just fucking, like, gangland stomp him.
Yeah.
They initiate him into a fucking
bite the curb and everything.
Oh, yeah. So he vomits the demon into the creepy box, and then Jose comes in and hits him with a shovel. I mean, you can't be too careful. You don't know. He doesn't, like, vomit into a box. He, like, blood vomits the demon into a box. And then Ned and Noreen, like, it's just like, oh, and then later they're like, all right, thanks for everything. We go ahead, okay. And Ned and Noreen leave with the box and Abigail, and what's his name? Malcolm's like, I know why you taking that. He goes, you freak. You
gonna fuck that doll, right?
Yeah, you gonna fuck that doll. And then the joke is that the wife's a psychic, so she's like, let's go. I know you're gonna fuck the doll. And we go to night 15, where Malcolm and Megan are watching TV, but then Keisha shows up, oh my god, and breaks Megan's neck.
Yep, turns it around.
Totally, yeah, completely around. She's dead. Well, okay. I thought it was all fine. I guess not.
You told us the demon was in Malcolm and that he puked it out and then you left with it.
Yeah. Well, later, Ray and his hammies go into the house to save Malcolm. They find dead Megan and dead Becky, right? Becky's dead too.
Oh, yeah. Becky's, like, impaled on something.
And then I don't think they find the little boy.
Well, no, they said he's on the, like, missing on the back of a milk carton.
I wasn't sure if that was just, like, slang.
Well, yeah, I didn't know.
Like, the boy's milk cartons, material. Like, he's gone. They find Malcolm dead under a sheet, but it turns out he's not dead. He's alive. And he's like, oh, I was just going to hide here. To and then when she came down, like, and jump on her and scare him, like, whatcha, karate, But then she comes down the stairs. And
singing
it's like,
Twinkle, Twinkle.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god, no! And
And I assume this is kind of like how the last one ended, where it's just like, zoom in, it's like the end.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Waste.
Seriously.
Dude, I'll admit, it was like, watching Scary Movie 5 was fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
This was just a really bit, which is...
Well, yeah, it didn't like... Yeah, I guess this was a more tolerable film.
It was one of those films where if I went and saw it and I was like, I mean, I wouldn't be upset, but I would never see it again. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody, but I'm like, I saw it, whatever. I wanted something to do on a fucking Saturday night. I watched
it was this or kill myself.
Yeah,
and
so fucking, all my knives are dull. So. All right, so what do we got now? Could you make a sequel? Like he moves into another house, and then the demon shows up.
Mine was that.
Oh no! And they,
Oh no!
The one I came up with was actually the little boy comes back as a teenager, but they do like a Blair Witch Project spoof this time with like found footage of the boy trying to find the house, and finding Marlon Wayans' ghost. That he's still haunting the house.
Oh, now he's a ghost. Oh, great.
Oh, see, yeah, mine was gonna be a haunted house 2, because it's in the same haunted house.
Oh.
But this time, it's like all the other Wayneses come in and move in, and Marlon is the ghost.
Well.
Like Shawn Wayans and etc.
Yeah, all of them. Who cares? What do you have here?
So they didn't actually make a sequel yet, but there's an interview going around that, he said, well, look, I want to make sure I have a really good story first. I don't want to just whore out the name.
Too late.
Yeah, but
Did that with the second one, yeah.
He did say he'd be willing to make a third film if the stars align, if he can figure out a good story. So.
But that was 3 years ago, 2014. So it's
yeah, but all it's going to take is the right horror movie to come out.
That's true.
That's
true.
At this point, I'm kind of waiting for, I don't know how they do it, but it is huge. It is like the biggest horror movie.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, they just re-released it without all the weird Stephen King stuff. Like apparently the new film is just like, oh, it's the evil clown that's whatever, and kids, and they fight the clown.
No.
But in the Stephen King book, it's like alternate dimensions and a giant universal space turtle, and the kids have to have some weird sex orgy. Yeah.
Oh, I thought they did that in the movie, too.
No, they did that in the miniseries. In the one with Tim Curry.
Yeah.
They did that in that.
Oh, but I thought they also did it in the new movie again.
No, apparently they were like, yeah, we're taking out the thing where all the guys bang the chick.
But that's still that character is still like all that way. No, I perfectly described that. That's your turn now. You go ahead. No, but I don't know. I thought I heard that character, that female character, was like slutty.
Well, they found some weird way around it.
So they still found a way to make a 12-year-old slutty.
So,
yeah.
Instead of having an orgy, she just gave them all hand jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just
They all just sat around in a circle and she just took turns, as if she was skiing.
Did they grow up?
Well, what I've heard,
The
the
miniseries,
rumor is in the miniseries they grow up and then they fight the clown again as adults. The rumor I heard is the sequel to this film. They're bringing back, so maybe they'll throw the orgy in that one and the space turtle.
Yeah, you gotta have a space turtle.
What do you have a space turtle?
At the end of the day, it's all space turtles.
Wow,
Come on.
Space turtles holding up one of the 7 mystical rainbows of the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And
You all know it. We don't have to repeat it.
I've read the Bible.
Hey, come on. All of them. I've read all of the Space Turtle Bibles. So, naked in math class. You have all the answers, I presume.
Yeah, I do have all the answers.
So go ahead and ask the questions.
So you guys saw the movie, so you should be able to answer these questions.
Yeah, that's how this game works, all right.
How many times does Cousin Ray Ray say the word "hummy"?
36?
Wow, dude.
36.
Oh, I'd say like 16 or something like that.
6. Oh, you're closest without going over.
Oh, okay.
It's actually what are numbers? 21.
Holy shit.
21. He's in 2 scenes in the film. The first scene alone with the car before they run off, he says this 14 times.
God damn.
God damn.
And then another 7 times.
Dude, what a fucking annoying character.
And then
Seriously.
the other one, how many Waynes are there? Entertainment-based Waynes, not,
like,
let's not get crazy.
Bruce Wayne
No.
doesn't count.
8.
8.
Like Wayne Fetterman isn't that a guy? I'd say like 5.
13.
Oh,
Holy shit.
oh, because they have kids now, so that's probably why.
kids.
Yeah,
But even if you don't count the kids, it's still 8, yeah, so. Keenan, Damon, Kim, Sean, Marlon, Elvira, who's a screenwriter, Deirdre, and Vonnie, who's also a screenwriter. And Elvira, the screenwriter, had a Damien and Shantae, who are both actors/actresses. And then Deirdre had a Craig, Summer, and Greg, who are all actors and/or actresses. And then there are others who are not doing entertainment-related things.
yeah, man, what a fucking dynasty,
Seriously.
What an awful,
dude.
horrible dynasty.
Seriously. Oh, okay. So why would you make this film?
Yeah, so money. It's money.
100%.
First haunted house movie, terrible reviews. 10% on Rotten Tomatoes.
When you say 10%, is that from the reviewers or from the audience?
Well, that's from the reviewers.
Well,
yeah,
that's always
the
skewed.
your average Joe is like way dumber. So like on IMDb, like from
what,
people,
like a
it's got like a
40?
4.7. So it's like
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
middle of the road.
Yeah, 40's okay.
But it made $60 million on a $2.5 million budget.
Whew.
So
Dude.
that movie was released in January, and then by the following April, they were like, "Oh yeah, we're making another
Doing
one."
it. Wow.
So, and it was like January, Haunted House came out. That April, Scary Movie 5 came out, or like just came out,
Yeah.
and they were like, fuck it, we could do that better.
Yeah.
And literally just went into to production on this.
Wow.
But yeah, this was written by Marlon Wayans and Rick Alvarez, who is also the writer of that Marlon Wayans film Naked
That's
on
the
Netflix.
one, okay.
50 Shades of Black, which is the Marlon Wayans parody of 50 Shades of Grey.
Uh-huh.
The first Haunted House film.
Yeah.
And then he was also the storyline consultant for a TV movie called Thugaboo, A Miracle on D-Rock Street.
Okay.
That's it. That's all of his writing credits.
Yeah.
Everything he's done. But he's also been the producer of Scary Movie 2, White Chicks, Little Man, Dance Flick, A Haunted House, 50 Shades of Black, Naked, and that TV series Marlon. And then the director, his first like real film, his first full length film was the first A Haunted House film. And then this one, which he was also co-producer on, and Naked, he was a co-executive producer on.
Yeah, he's got a tight-knit group there, Marlon Wayans does.
Oh, God.
He uses the same guys over and over again, or
Man,
at least tries to.
I suck, I cut it out. But Marlon Wayans says that... God, what was it? So, he said when they were making this film, he doesn't really consider it a parody film. He says they're more like making a haunted, like a horror movie, but just doing the opposite of what normal people would do. That's the logic they use. That is the logic he exclaimed for the creation of this movie. And he said, well, they're just out there having fun. They're crazy. They do everything. And about 99% of what they do, they keep.
So it's an improv film.
Yeah.
It's just an improv film.
Yeah, it's pretty much an improv film. Hey, look at these bits that I've done before on an improv
weird.
class.
That writing style reminds me of, I think it was Red State, the Kevin Smith horror movie. He was like, well, what I did was I just wrote a film, and anytime I felt where I was writing something where I was like, well, I know what's going to happen next, instead of writing what I knew would happen next, because I've seen so many movies, I just did the opposite of that. Just anytime I got to a point where I was like, well, I know what's going to happen next, I just went, no, just the opposite.
Yeah.
And which is why the movie's about a religious church who kidnaps people and tries to convert them to religiousness, and they don't want to do it, so there's a standoff with police, and then it turns out the church was right, and the apocalypse happens.
No, but that's not what happens.
Oh, no?
No.
Isn't that? No?
That would have been interesting, at least.
Yeah.
No, it's just like, turns out the government is bad, and the religion is bad, and like a bunch of people died, and the priest goes to jail.
Yeah, and it wasn't the apocalypse as much as it was angry neighbors who happened to find a horn on at a garage sale, and just thought it would be funny if they ride the horn. Yeah.
The end of that film is like John Goodman like being declassified or whatever by like FBI suits, and they're like, he's like, but what about the horn? And they're like, oh, that was just neighbor kids like messing around. Thought it'd be fun to prank them.
I must have, I don't even remember John Goodman in that film. I must have walked out. Dude. As far as I know, the apocalypse is real in that movie.
It's because, like, Red State Follows, it's like, oh, here's a really shitty family. Oh, but look, there's a couple good members, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then John Goodman's like, oh, we can't just kill these people. We got to be good cops. And then, like, the film crescendos with, like, the girl, she's about to escape, and, like, oh, they're sneaking out the back, and yes, they found safety in the cops, and then, like, John Goodman's like, bang, I shot the little girl. You happy? There, we're killing the terrorist. Yeah, dude, it is bad. Like, I watched it, and I was like, okay, Smith, we get it. You fucking like writing dialogue for, the dude from the Walrus film. Enough. Stop it.
Yeah, like I said, I must have walked out halfway through, dude.
You must have walked out during the opening credits.
Dude, I must have walked out really early. I remember there was a kid in a cage, and that's it.
That's like
the beginning.
20 minutes in.
I walked out 20 minutes into the film then. And that's all I remember. There's a kid in a cage, and there's a sheet over the cage. So...
Oh, man.
What
a disappointment that movie was. Because I was like, all right, I'm over your comedy, Smith. Like, we get it. How many more dick-sucking jokes are you going to tell? So I was like, well, maybe...
He's not dead yet.
Yeah, well... Now we gotta watch Yoga Hosers instead.
You gotta. I don't gotta watch any of that garbage. So yes, please join us for our next film, along with Ice-T, Dina Meyer, and Keanu Reeves for the 1995 cyberpunk action thriller, Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Where he breaks all the rules. He installs, like, 2 gigs of data into his brain.
Yes, you can't do that. Nobody's ever done that much.
You can't survive that many gigabytes. Oh, here, take this flash drive.
Yeah.
Well, this was the 90s, and, like, the biggest computer hard drive was, like, 32 megabytes. So.
Yes. All part of our The Future is Terrible month.
Oh, yeah. I just remember what the other film was.
Yes. I forgot.
Demolition Man.
That's right. That's what it was. Yeah.
See, at least these films are going to be fun.
Like, I like these films, so let's...
You like the Scary Movie and the Haunted House?
Oh, no, not those
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean these films, the ones we're going to do.
Those films are going to be fun. These films were not fun. These films were... What's it called when you, like... When they make you walk across broken glass... like Vietnamese prison camps. That's what this was like.
Interesting.
That's about right. Yeah, I'm sure if you went to a Knights of Columbus and talked to a vet, he'd be like, "Yeah, that's about right."
Yeah.
When I was just dying in those trenches and seeing my fellow fucking army men getting their faces ripped off, I thought to myself, "This is just like a Scary Movie 5."
Scary Movie 5.
Oh boy, is that what this is like?
They just stopped doing the screenings of Scary Movie 5 at the VA.
This us dodging all of this flamethrower spews. It's exactly as if they gave Marlon Wayans a franchise and then he abandoned it after the second film, but they kept going. Exactly like that, without any doubt.
Yeah, see?
Except just a little bit more screaming.
I don't ever want to hear that millennials don't know sacrifice.
No. I watched the man die. Oh, man. All right, so what do we got? Plugs and slugs. That doesn't make sense, but it rhymes. Victory Pro Wrestling, what are you doing next?
January 13th.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, there's another date. VFW Hall in Center Reach, Long Island. Victory Pro Wrestling returns for the 2018 King of New York tournament, which I don't think I'm actually going to be in. Because
He's fighting the cat.
I'm fighting Fighter Cat for the New York State Championship.
I don't know why this just popped in my head, but you think it would be a hate crime if I showed up with the Fighter Cat puppet on a noose? I mean, he's white, so it shouldn't be.
Oh, man. You know how WWE does, like, the gifts where it's like, all right, come on out, Fighter Cat, we're doing it. And then the midget comes out, we're doing it with a puppet.
Oh, baby! Here we go! Knew there was a reason I made that.
Yeah. I'm hyped. Yeah, so you guys should buy tickets for that, because weird things might happen.
You might see a man fight a puppet. At the very least, you will see a grown man try to pretend like he's not visible. As he puppets a puppet around in plain view of everyone. Wearing a kabuki mask and shit, like just trying to pretend he's not there.
Yeah, you just gotta put on like the Green Man, but all black.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah. All right, and then like he like wrestling comes and I gotta do a front roll and I do a front roll, but then I also have to make it look like he did one. Like it's just weird. When you want to do a move to him, you have to take his fucking arm rod and you do all right, now put the hand here and go. All right, now we're doing a lot of visual jokes with this podcast. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, let's not give away what's gonna happen at the show.
Yeah.
You gotta pay to see what's...
Yeah, VictoryProWrestling.com for all tickets, information, and location, and details and such. WWYMT.com for all things Why Would You Make This? We have links to our YouTube, where we have various videos. Probably a video, whatever the hell that's going to be that we just talked about. Also, links to the episode... and other episodes for free if you don't want to use iTunes or, Google Play.
Why would you not?
I don't know, but it's on there if you don't want to use that. There's also links to those things on the website. Falling Off Your Love by Kill Crash is the intro music. We don't have anything outro. I don't...
Yeah, I couldn't think of... There's no music in the film.
No.
That stuck out to me. If I knew a Julio Iglesias song, I'd say we could sing that, but I don't.
No, I couldn't even tell you, the name of his most popular song.
No, me either.
Is it bad that I was like, Danny Money?
Racist.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Nobody...
I just figured...
I feel like Gabriel Iglesias now in every scene. Just be like, just because I'm tan, don't mean I know this shit. But yeah, this is what it is.
Also, NS2 is a good song. No, yeah, so I don't know, no song, or maybe I'll figure, whatever. Anyway, for Danny Money and Jay Delta, I'm Jimmy Time. Please remember that without the mistakes of others, we'd be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves. Support the arts. The preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.